Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have this mount thingy, that's why I keep looking over here because that's where the viewfinder is. But I have this mount that I just bought. It's I just came from Walmart and I'm sitting in like a parking lot somewhere in the middle of nowhere, but it's the magic mount. Somebody should sponsor me, please pay me money, please. But anyway, no. I have a lot to talk to you guys about today. I should have made this video like a long time ago. But I've been making very healthy choices for myself. The responses I got on my video that was called the Why My Bowels Can and Will Kill Me. Instead of drinking coffee every morning, I drink one of these. And I've drank nothing but water for a full week. Tomorrow will be my 1 week, like 1 week mark of life changes. I know that's not a lot for some people, a week, but for me, it's very big. The only issue that I still suffer from unhealthy-wise is I still do smoke cigarettes. I tried to vape, you guys. I really did. Please don't be disappointed in me. I can't help it. I'm trying to get out of the sun. Jesus. Look at that. Like, death. It gets my highlight, maybe. No, I didn't blend my foundation in case you guys noticed. But anyway, let me move this. Can it move? Ooh, it does. Look at me. So, a week ago, I had scheduled what's known as a colonic irrigation. I said it in my video last week, but it wasn't for 2 days after that video. I was very scared. It was a very scary experience. I'm going to talk about that today. A colonic irrigation is where they literally stick a tube up your butt and flush all the toxins out. Like, they suck the poop out of you. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, it's for people who have severe constipation, people who've been in accidents, people who have cancer and leukemia and things like that, whose bowels don't move anymore and they need to be force moved. It was pretty much the last resort for me. I know a lot of you in the comments said it wasn't. I will get my doctor's opinion and put it on here that it was very dangerous to do the colonic irrigation because my bowels were so compacted that I had chances and risks of perforation of the bowels, which I explained in my video, which would release all the toxins, build up years and years, several years in my bowels just throughout my body and kill me. That was one of the risks. What else? What was the other risk? Oh shit. Well, I don't even remember, but it's okay because I ended up I went to the emergency room the day before my colonic. A day after the video I made, I went to the emergency room. I couldn't take it anymore. They did nothing for me. They told me, eat your fiber, drink your water, and I'm going to give them credit, here in a minute for saying that as many times as they did because I was eating very poorly. I did state that in the video. I eat so poorly. I don't drink enough water. My food intake daily, I'm not kidding. I've stopped eating meat. And my kids don't eat meat. Like, they rarely eat meat. Like, sometimes I'll take them. We have what's known as McDonald's dates. We will still go on those. Like, I'm not taking that away from my kids. I know that that's very processed food and it's very bad for them, but we would only do it every like 3 months and things like that. But where I'm getting at is, like, my daily food intake would consist of waking up in the morning, going to the methadone clinic. Now, instead of waiting a little bit from the time I wake up to dose compared to the time in between for my body to wake up, I would go straight to the clinic. So the dose basically slows down everything in your body. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing like just being sober and happy, and you know what I mean? So what would happen is, instead of giving my body time to wake up and my bowels to start moving, I would hurry up and dose, which would suppress the bowels and stop digestion. They say that opioids wake everything up in the body, just like a normal sober person, except for the bowels. Scientists or whatever studies cannot confirm why that is, that the bowels are the only thing in your body that stay asleep when you're on an opioid or opiate. Nobody understands. Like, so I would go straight to the methadone clinic. My bowels would be already suppressed by the methadone. Go straight over to Dunkin' Donuts, get a medium coffee with half the cup cream, half the cup coffee, and 2 sugars, and 2 orders of hash browns. Now, hash browns 6 each. That's just complete grease for my morning. That would then turn into me going home, and my husband, I'm serious, I would eat this like an hour before I would eat what my husband would make us, and he still makes my kids this. Well, my kids would only eat, like, I guess meat is eggs. No, or eggs are poultry, I know, but still, you know what I mean? Like, anyway, it's considered an animal. So my kids would eat eggs and toast and French toast. and like waffles and stuff, and like occasionally bacon. So every day though, my husband goes home and he makes breakfast is such a big thing in our family for some reason. I don't know why, we just made that a thing. So I would go home after eating my 2 hash browns and my full medium coffee, and my husband would make bacon, eggs, sausage, French toast, and toast. The kids would eat either waffles, pancakes. He's making huge fucking breakfasts every morning. And we're not on food stamps no more. Which sucks because I have to buy it and everything like that. But that's okay. It's for my kids and my family. So anyway. And then lunch would go, and this guy's been walking his dog everywhere, every day. It's like this husky up at Walmart. Anyway. I need to get my nails done. I am so bad at vlogs and talking to you guys. But so then that would consist of going to, you know, I would go to sleep. Like, I'm not kidding. My body would be so full and compacted, and I'm just used to it because the methadone suppresses it. And I would go lay down in my bed, and I would go to sleep. So I would nap, and this is at like 9 in the morning. I would nap from 9 through 10 through 11 through 12 through 1. 1 p.m., that's 4 hours. Straight methadone, just 4 hours completely. And why is this car circling around? Please stop circling around. Hold on. I'm getting nervous. Please, please. Oh, they're going somewhere, which means they're gonna see me. So anyway, then I'd wake up from my nap. My lunch would consist of driving over to McDonald's. We live close to a McDonald's, and getting myself a burger and fries and a Coke. I never drank water. I'm addicted to Gallagher's Diet Iced Tea. My dad was raised on it. I was raised on it. Now I'll still drink it every once in a while, but this whole week has not. This whole week has been completely flushed, and this is slowly going into the colonic story. I'm sorry for this 7-minute video, but I wanted to fully, thoroughly explain my diet habits and my day. Would consist of breakfast, 2 breakfasts, lunch, McDonald's for lunch, and then for dinner it would be Burger King. Now my kids, I explain this situation. We always eat breakfast as a family. Sometimes we'll have the kids sit at the in front of the TV and watch something, and then we'll rotate. So for example, Monday, the kids and all of us will eat dinner or breakfast as a family, all together at one table. But then for lunch, they'll sit in front of the TV, and then dinner we'll sit together again. And then tomorrow, like Tuesday, would be, we would eat breakfast, my husband and I, at the table, and then the kids would eat, you know, they're in front of the television. Then lunch, we would eat lunch as a family. Now, in those separate times, I never get to eat, like, except for one meal with my family. I only sit with them for the meal that consists of breakfast at the table, or maybe I'll move my McDonald's into the food with them. We never fully eat like my husband and kids eat, and that is sad. Like, they eat as a family, and the reason for that is my health. Not only my health, depression, anxiety. That was one of the main reasons my children were taken from me, was because I'd given up. I wasn't the mother I should have been back then, but now thankfully I know how to cope with those skills, and whenever I nap, I take hours out of the day. Sometimes I haven't done this lately, and I would take a nap, and then whenever I wake up, I'd spend the rest of the day taking care of the kids. So basically my husband spends 4 hours a day fully taking care of the kids without me while I nap, and then whenever I wake up, I spend the rest of the day with them. So and then whenever they go to bed at 7, that's usually when I film. But everything has changed since then. So dinner would be Burger King, lunch would be McDonald's, and breakfast would be this huge homemade thing of just all kinds of crazy stuff. So from there, that would turn into, oh shit. Oh no, my tattoo's cracking. I need to get it. Fuck. Well, anyway, see, I just like go off on these things. So that would be my day. Then at nighttime, I'd eat some ice cream candy. I'd eat like shit. I would never drink water. So, like I said, the day before my colonic, I went to the hospital. And they told me, like, we can't do anything for you anymore. You're so compacted. Go to this. They said, what was the words they said? They said, I don't want to specifically recommend the colonic irrigation to you, but I am saying that is pretty much your last resort in a way. I'll show you the papers. I actually might have the papers. Hold on 1 minute. I don't. So here's what happened at the Colonic Irrigation. Now tomorrow I am going to be filming all of this to you. Like, I am going to be filming the doctor. We're going to be talking with the doctor. He's fucking brilliant. Like, his name is Dr. Antinoro. Dr. Antinoro, Santinoro. Dr. Antinoro. Dr. Anthony R. Antinoro or something. I'm so sorry if you're watching this and I'm getting this wrong, because I gave him my YouTube channel and he was all like, oh, that's really cool. Like, he's so fucking cool. He's like this older doctor in his 50s. And what's so fucking cool is, like, I walk in this building and I'm thinking, like, my anxiety is severe when people can't be open. I'm about to have a tube shoved up my ass. Like, no kidding. Like, I'm not kidding you guys. Like, a tube straight up just shoved up my asshole. And, like, I'm thinking, if this doctor is so close-minded and doesn't help me, and I'm just gonna die. I'm just gonna end up throwing myself into cardiac arrest like I did when my daughter was born. Like, oh my god, we don't even want to go there. So I go in, and the first thing that my husband was with me, and the first thing that we hear is trance. Like, straight up trance music. I'm gonna show all of this to you guys tomorrow. Like, the whole room in the corner was all zen, like bonsai tree, and then another tree that's like a bonsai tree, but it's not, but it's huge, and it's amazing. And I was so excited, and I was like, he's playing fucking trance music. This is real life. Like, this is awesome. My favorite music is trance music and electronica and drum and bass, not dubstep. So anyway, and I go in, and he comes out, and he was a little quiet at first. He was like, hi, can you fill this form out? And the form basically states that you have to fill out, because colonic irrigations are not anything, they're not in health practices. Like, how do I explain it? Like, doctors do it, but it's not, it is FDA approved. How do I explain this? Like, it's not like a practice like you would get at, you would just go in a hospital and they would give you, like, they don't do that there. Does that make sense? Like, it's not a big thing. Like, it's still being studied, and there are side effects that can happen, long-term effects that can happen that haven't really been looked through thoroughly. So anyway, I filled out the form. The form basically states anything that happens to you from here on out is not my fault, like his fault, and that's fine. You sign that anywhere. You sign that at hospitals. You sign that everywhere. So I'm fine with that. So I go back, and he says to put on a very thin gown, which is fine. It's a gown that only, like, it's like a gown that just covers the front of you, because the whole back side of you is going to be exposed. Some places do it differently. Now, I live in a low-income town, small, low, shitty, poor income town. Like, my town is rated #1 poorest city in America. No, not #1, but it's on the top 10, but it is the #1 in Pennsylvania. If you want to know where I live, #1 city in Pennsylvania that is the poorest, you look me up. Go ahead. So anyway, I sit down, and they put on, or he makes me put on the robe. He comes back in, which is the gown thing, and my husband's with me the whole time. And this man is amazing. He was so open and gentle. Like, he's like, I was like, I'm so nervous, please don't shove it up too hard. And he was like, it's fine. And the tube that they put up your, like, they put it 4 inches up your ass, more or less. It's like a small dick. Like, they just straight up, like, they put this tube in, and it's a tube that has an open tip, but there's something in it that, like, goes out. So, like, you know how, like, if you put something up your butt, like, the top of your butt's gonna close around it. Like, it's not like you're opening your hole completely. Oh, this is so bad. This is gonna get demonetized. No money. So, I'm kidding. So, basically, what he did was he lubed it up real nice. And at the tip, how do I explain this to you guys? It's like putting barbed wire through a hose. Only I wouldn't be getting the barbed wire. Like, I wouldn't be, like, it's like putting something up a hole or a tube and then pulling it out once the tube's inside. So, yeah, I don't know where that whole reference came from. That's a whole thing my husband came, hold on, I'm trying to get there we go. I'm trying to make this is just going to go back to normal. Make the lighting different. So he lubed up a very small tube, and he put it through the thick tube. Now the tube is very thick, in my opinion, and it's to suck out the poop. So it goes 4 inches in your butt, but the tube overall is very thick, like, I will admit. But I'm seasoned in that aspect. I'm proud of that. No, I'm gonna have to get into this one day. So he slowly, like, instead of just, you know how, like, if you've ever gotten checked, like, for anything, like, they put a finger up your butt and they twist, because that's how they check for hemorrhoids, cancer, polyps, or whatever they're called. So he gently puts he was very nice and very slow. He didn't, like, he didn't touch me any weird way. Like, he was just like, like, we think he's gay, which is completely fine. Like, we're gonna ask him tomorrow, and he's just gonna be like, why is this happening? Like, because he doesn't have a wife or kids or anything, but he was so gentle, and he was like, he knew he knew what he was doing, and he doesn't do this practice often, he said. So, like, he's a chiropractor, and he has the colonic irrigation as a side thing that he does, and he said that I was like the first person in a very long time, in months or something, and he barely gets clients, but now he's getting clients because I made a huge post on Facebook, and I'm very grateful that people are going to him now. So anyway, I'm sorry, I'll just get back to the story. I'll go very quickly. Excuse me, because there is a downside to what happened in this experience, and it's okay, because tomorrow, whenever I show you this, it's going to be so different because my bowels are softened now. I'm ready to get vacuumed out. It's going to be a good experience, whatever. Puts the tube up my butt, about 4 inches, so it's a very thick tube, like I said, and then their machine, if I could insert the picture, I would, but I'm not going through iMovie to insert a fucking picture that I could just post in the comments. So look in the description, I'll show you the picture. So hurry up and go down real quick and look at pause the video real quick and go down and look at the picture. Okay, so you looked at the picture, and as you can tell, there's like dials and stuff like that, a pressure thing, and then another thing that shows a timer and stuff. It's like he has the real old machine, but it all works the same. Like, please don't think that it's some stupid, like, my God. So anyway, he starts the colonic irrigation. He says that warm water that was 101 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe, is released through the tube and up through my bowels, and it's just constantly flowing in and out, in and out, in and out. So the tube, that's what it was. It was a separate tube. You'll see what I mean. So the water's going in, flowing in, and then just flowing back out the other tube. Like, it's all one tube, but it cuts off. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's flushing my bowels out and slowly going out. And he does it very slowly at first. And he does that for me because I was compacted. It took about 15 minutes for my bowels to fully fill up with water. The way that you can tell that is by the pressure machine. So the water's going in and out and in and out. And finally he's like, okay, we're going to start the irrigation. So this is the part where I got a little bit nervous because I could feel the water going in me, and it's actually very relaxing. It felt very good. Now, whenever I would do enemas, I explained in my other video, when I do an enema, and this is basically a huge enema, but it's a constant enema, if that makes sense. It can be very uncomfortable for some people, and it ended up being severely bad for me at the end, but I'll explain. It ended up being amazing towards the end, and everything like that. You guys are gonna get so mad. I'm going to smoke a cigarette. Like, I'm sorry. I have not smoked a cigarette in a while. Please don't be disappointed in me. Please don't let me hear it in the comments, because I want to explain my life choices to you. Like, I want to explain how good this is. So, hold on. Alright, windows down, no smoke, don't worry, none of that, it's fine. So, alright, so anyway, like, I'm serious, you guys, please don't. Like, I was on my live stream one day, and like, literally this girl or somebody was on there, and she's like, everybody's literally begging you to don't light the cigarette, and I snapped all my cigarettes, well, one of them in half. So anyway, I have the worst storytime teller ever. The water's going in and out, you can feel your bowels kind of expand. It's a very, like I said, comfortable feeling, but whenever I do enemas, like I said, somebody could probably hear me talking about that, it makes, and the reason for that, alright, it makes me go completely dizzy. My heart immediately goes from 0 to 100 miles per hour. It's literally beating super fast, and the reason for that is because when you do a saline enema, the saline is drawing out all the nutrients in the water from your whole body and forcing your body to poop. Now, and that's my body bearing down that caused me to be dizzy and everything like that. So with that being said, what happened then was the water was going in. Now he said, okay, it's time to do the irrigation. So what he does is he stops the water immediately from coming out of me. So continuous water will go in and in and in till it fills up my bowels. And what that's going to do is it's still pushing down, but it stops the water from coming out, which means it's basically pushing all the poop down to my butthole, getting ready to be released, but it stays there until he releases it. So he released the thing, Nothing came out. And usually he was like, that's okay, let's do it a couple more times. I think he did it about like 7 or 8 times before anything came out, and the only thing that did come out was mucus. Now mucus lines your bowels, and that's a great thing. That means that your bowels are like overall healthy. It's what, if you don't have any mucus, I mean, if you go regularly and you don't see your mucus, it's fine. Now I have an abundance of it from my body building up so long. So what happens then is he released it a few more times and finally started to see little pieces of poop come out, very small amounts, and I couldn't feel it. Now you do feel the pressure, and eventually it does start getting very uncomfortable after a long period of time. And you only do it for 40 minutes, and the reason for that is because you're constantly filling up your bowels, constantly letting release go. And my anxiety got too bad, and he was calming me down the whole time, like him and my husband. They were holding my arm and like, they're like, it's okay. And eventually I could not take it anymore. And I'll be honest, I pussied out. I stopped at the 35-minute mark because like the cramps, I just felt like something wasn't right. And it wasn't. Like I was so backed up, and this is normal, but I was so backed up to the point where my body hurt so bad, like at the tip of my butt. And that is because, I'll explain. So he's like, I felt it. Like, you feel like you have to poop, but it's a constant fart. That's what everybody explains. It's like a constant fart. It's very relaxing and released. But towards the end, like I said, the cramps got so bad and it started to hurt. And I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go to the bathroom. And it wasn't coming out the tube. Now, this tube is like this thick. My poop constipation was I was so compacted, it was not coming out. It just wasn't. And that's where it gets a little bit scary. So you could see he was getting a little bit worried. He's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. He's like, I've seen this happen before. He's like, so I'm going to release the tube and I want you to go straight to the bathroom. Instead of releasing all the water, because what happened was it blocked myself. Ew. Bird, stop yelling. Stop yelling at me. What the hell? That's so disrespectful. No. So basically my poop blocked the water. So I'm filled up with water and poop. The poop blocked the hole, and he's like, I want you to go straight from here to the bathroom. He's like, just go. He pulled the tube came out on its own. Like, it was literally like birthing a kid. The tube flew out. My heart, well, it didn't start racing. I went straight to the bathroom. I slammed the door. I sat down on the toilet, and I'm not being gross. Like, this is, I'm gonna put a warning for this. It just, and this is where not a trigger warning, but just a overall respect warning. If you're not in the mood to hear about literal like pain and shit and everything else, please click off this video now. Tube flies out. I run to the bathroom. I swing my legs over to him. He sees my vagina, everything. I run to the bathroom, sit down, and that's when it started. It was the worst. It was very scary, but it saved my life at the same time. Basically what happened was, the turd that kept me from going to the bathroom shot out. And when I say shot out, oh man, if I could just, I did take a picture, I'm not being gross, but it shot out, the poop shot out water, and my bowels were filled up with water, and that's a lot of water to fill up your bowels. Like, I'm talking gallons. They put 16 liters of water inside you. On this one, they go more, they go 16 liters. Now a 2-liter bottle is like this big of water. So imagine all that water flowing through you at once. So as much as my bowels could take, it was filled. I released everything almost. There was a little bit left towards the end, but during this experience, it just kept coming out. It kept coming out. It kept coming out. It kept coming out. My heart was racing. It was the worst experience of going to the bathroom in my whole life. And the doctor said the reason he took the tube out is because I was stuck, but he said if I wouldn't have clogged myself up or clogged the tube, I would have released through the tube. It wouldn't have felt bad. It wouldn't have been anything. It would have felt great. And my heart wouldn't have started racing because water was constantly flushing instead of my body pushing it for me. The water would have been pushing. So I'm in there, I'm bawling, I start crying. My heart's racing. It didn't hurt, but the thing that scares you is your heart racing. That's what scares me, because I'm thinking my heart's gonna stop. People have died from constipation before. Elvis Presley, my husband's grandmother, she died from being compacted, but it all came out more or less. So I get up off the toilet, I'm finally done, I feel okay. I walk out and I start getting real dizzy, and I'm like, oh shit, it's coming again. And I go back and I release 10 more times of water and feces. But I am telling you right now, like, I could cry because this is where it was all worth it. The second time I got up off that toilet, I felt like a new person. And I'm not kidding you guys, like, I truly felt like a new human being. I was brand new. I was rebirthed. The whole time I was in that bathroom, though, I swear to God, I held my hand out. Your right hand is the receiver of, or the giver of energy, and your left hand is the receiver of energy. So what I do whenever I'm in pain is I'll put my right hand on the pain spot, and it'll calm it down. That's just how I've always been. I don't know, maybe it's weird, maybe I placeboed myself, but what I did was I put my right hand on my heart, and my left hand, I held my father's hand during it. My father passed away in 2014. So let's just say that's how scary it was for me. I was holding my dad's hand. Like, it was a whole spiritual, crazy, sad, scary, petrifying, happy thing. Long story short, because I'm 25 minutes into this and you guys are probably so fucking sick of me. You're pissed that I'm smoking, and I understand that, but I'm really trying. So I was brand new. I was brand new. It was a huge change. It was the change I needed. It changed me. I know I keep saying that 1,000 fucking times, but I felt like I released 6 pounds of feces because I went and weighed myself after that. I weighed myself before I was 120 pounds. 120, exactly. Whenever I got off the toilet, I was 114. Not 116, 114 pounds. Shocking, right? 6 pounds of 7 years of backed up feces. 6 fucking pounds released from me. So, imagine that. After that, he said that if I would have blocked the tube up, I could have broke the machine, because he's seen that before where it fills up with poop because people are so compacted. He said he's seen worse cases than me, but... So, from here on out, I was like, how do I keep, I went home, I changed my diet. I'll explain that in a minute. So we scheduled for tomorrow. I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to keep doing it every week for like 3 months, I think. And then from there on, that's going to change from... And it's $60 out of pocket, so I have to afford this somehow. I had to give up a lot of things this month that I usually get myself. For example, if I need... Like, the kids have their diapers, they have their food, everything like that, but I had to really budget my money this month. So 60 times 4 is 6, 12, 18, that's $240. Then $240 times 3 months. I'm not adding that up right now because I'm stupid. So yeah, he scheduled me for tomorrow. We're gonna do it tomorrow, and luckily this time I won't be having the tube taken out before it's over. I'll be able to have myself flushed. You're gonna see it, everything raw. It's allowed on YouTube. It won't be age restricted because it's a medical procedure. It's for educational purposes only. You'll see that tomorrow. You will see the feces, not being gross. You will see everything. So I'm very excited to show you guys that. So from then on, I went home. I threw away every single little thing in my fridge that could have potentially hurt me. I went to the grocery store. I bought nothing but superfoods. I bought fruits, vegetables, and from Tuesday of last week until Monday today, I've drank nothing but water. I drink, I think, maybe 14 to 15 cups of water a day, so 8 times 15, whatever, that's how much I drink a day of water. I take a prescribed laxative at night called Dolcosate/Senna. It's basically sodium and something else that makes you go to the bathroom. I have treated myself to 3 coffees throughout the week, but every single day I've used the bathroom. I have not used the bathroom before that, you guys. I have not gone before that for weeks, except for little tiny bits of hard stool. My stool now is soft. I feel amazing. I have so much energy, and I went 4 milligrams down on my methadone, so it was great. Now, the only side effects after the colonic irrigation that I experienced that day was like severe fatigue. You get very tired after it because your bowels just did a huge workout. I felt very hazy. You're just very out of it for a day or so because your body just went through a lot, but that's okay. And the long term, like I said, they said perforation of the bowels. Just don't go doing it 30 times a week. But yeah, I very much recommend this procedure. Ew, I just spit. I'm going to post this. I hope if you guys made it through this whole video, I'm very proud of you. Like, that was my life story with my bowels and my colonic irrigation experience. Thank you so much for all your comments and concerns about like what happened and everything like that with me and being concerned. I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for you guys. I feel like a totally new person. I feel healthy. I haven't drank water like this since I was a little girl. I just have so much more energy. Like, I only sleep for maybe like an hour in the day, and that's because I'm up from 5 a.m. to like fucking like 11 p.m. at night. You get a nap once in a while, you know? So I'm very proud, you know? I'm very grateful. The colonic irrigation was the best experience of my life. The only thing, like I said, it was my body that stopped it from, you know, it wasn't the procedure, it was my body blocking the tube that caused me to experience that little 15-minute thing of bowel movements. And speaking of all poop, I have to go to the bathroom right now, so I am going to get going. And thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. My car's not starting. Oh, there we go. Up, 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 up. My car doesn't start anymore. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I will see you guys soon. I love you. And if you guys want to hear a more like detailed story, just let me know in the comments and maybe I'll redo this. Not so talkative. I love you guys. Bye.